Welcome to the Bookworm Duo. Today, we explore a book for kids. Let's get started.
It's fun.
No Place Like Home by James Bird tells the story of 12-year-old Opin and his family.
Okay.
As they navigate homelessness in California,
Right.
you follow along with them as they encounter all sorts of people and situations.
Yeah, the book dives right in.
Mhm.
We first meet Opin and his family living out of their red Ford Pinto.
Oh, wow.
They are constantly on the move, never staying in one place for too long.
It sounds tough, but Opin has this unique way of looking at things.
Mm-hmm.
He sees life as a game,
Right.
which I guess is one way to deal with such a difficult situation.
Exactly. At the beginning of the book, Opin and his family are forced to leave a church parking lot before 4 p.m.
Oh, no.
to avoid getting towed.
Mm.
Opin's older brother, Emjay, is angry and blames their mom for their situation.
Oh, I can only imagine.
You can really feel the tension between them.
And how does their mom handle all of this?
She's incredibly resourceful
Okay.
and determined to keep her family together. Right.
She uses her street smarts to find ways to survive. They hustle, find temporary shelter, and even scavenge for food.
Wow, that's rough. Any examples of her resourcefulness that stand out?
Well, she has this clever scheme to get free motel rooms.
Okay.
Opin helps her out by selling candy to hotel guests to get their names and room numbers.
Wow.
Then she creates a fake thank you note and uses it to get a key from the front desk, pretending to be a friend.
Oh, wow.
It's risky, but it shows just how desperate they are.
That's thinking on your feet. But even in the midst of all this chaos,
Yeah.
their mom still makes sure Opin continues his education.
Uh-huh.
She gives him homework assignments based on their experiences.
Yes. And she tells him, those books are decent teachers, but they're just telling you things they've already learned, some things you need to uncover firsthand. It just goes to show that you can find opportunities to learn even in the toughest situations.
That's so true. It's like she's turning their struggles into life lessons.
Exactly.
Great. And speaking of learning,
Yeah.
remember how Opin had that knack for finding leftovers at Burger King?
Oh, yeah. He makes it sound like a strategic operation.
He even knows to avoid the drinks because of backwash. I have to admit, that's a smart move.
Totally. But it's not all doom and gloom, right?
Right.
There are moments of joy and connection, too.
Absolutely. There's a part where Opin's mom shares stories about her past as a professional dancer for Bob Hope's USO tour.
Wow, really?
It gives you a glimpse into a different side of her, full of passion and resilience.
That sounds lovely. It's amazing how people can find ways to hold on to their passions, even when life throws them curveballs.
Yeah.
So what happens next in their journey?
Well, while staying in a Modesto motel,
Okay.
Opin finds a stray dog and names her Ani.
Ah, a furry friend.
Right. But caring for a dog while homeless adds another layer of difficulty to their lives.
You can say that again.
Yeah.
But Opin seems determined to keep Ani.
Yeah.
Even trying to convince his mom that she's potty trained, he says, I hope this pup is potty trained. The last thing this car needs is puppy poop and pee in it.
It's endearing, right?
Yeah.
But their situation in Modesto takes a turn for the worse
Oh, no.
when MJ returns to the motel with a girl
Okay.
and reveals their homelessness to her.
Oh, no. That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
It is.
Oh, gosh.
He ends up having a huge fight with their mom,
Hmm.
saying, "Should we do that, Mom? Get in the car and drive back to our house, get in our nice, comfortable beds under our heavy blankets, and just call it a night."
Wow.
It's heartbreaking because you see how much shame and anger he's carrying.
It's clear that their situation is really weighing on him.
And it all culminates in MJ deciding to leave the family
Oh, wow.
and stay in Modesto.
Oh, that's got to be tough.
It's a devastating blow for Opin and his mom.
I bet. Leaving your family behind like that must be tough, even if you're angry.
It shows how much he's hurting.
Mm.
But despite their heartbreak, Opin and his mom have to keep moving.
Right.
They head to Stockton, hoping to find some stability.
Yeah.
But of course, their journey is far from over.
I'm guessing Stockton presents its own set of challenges.
It does.
Where does this leave Opin and his mom as we wrap up this part of the story?
Stockton throws a whole new set of obstacles their way,
Okay.
and they are forced to navigate the complexities of the shelter system, encounter prejudice,
Wow.
and witness the struggles of others facing similar hardships.
Gosh.
They are starting to face the reality of their situation
Right.
and even begin to understand that their homelessness is a result of larger societal problems.
So Opin and his mom are starting to see the bigger picture of their situation.
Yeah.
It's a lot for a 12-year-old to process.
Uh-huh.
But it sounds like Opin is starting to understand the world around him a bit more.
Right.
What happens next? Stay tuned to find out.
Okay.
We'll be right back with part 2 of our deep dive into No Place Like Home.
Picking up where we left off, Opin and his mom find themselves on the run from Stockton, worried about the police after that incident with Emjay and the stolen shoes.
Yeah, things seem pretty bleak for them at this point.
They are, and to make matters worse, their car breaks down,
Oh, no.
leaving them stranded on the side of the road.
It feels like one thing after another for this family.
Yeah.
What happens next? Do they get any help?
You'd think they'd hit rock bottom.
Right.
But amidst all the chaos, Opin remains optimistic.
Oh, wow.
He even says, "Tomorrow will be better, I promise."
That's amazing. Even in such a tough situation,
Yeah.
he still holds on to hope.
It's that hope that keeps them going. And unexpectedly, they encounter a police officer
Really?
who, instead of arresting them or calling Child Protective Services, actually offers to help.
Wow, that's surprising. I bet that challenges Opin's views about law enforcement.
It does. Opin is initially wary,
Right.
even telling his mom, "The only way you're getting me in that police car is while I'm kicking and screaming."
That sounds like Opin. Always protective of his mom.
Exactly. But the officer's kindness catches them off guard.
Yeah.
He even promises to bring them a shopping cart so they can transport their belongings.
That's a kind gesture.
Right.
What do?
Well, despite the officer's sincerity,
Okay.
Opin convinces his mom to run before he returns.
He's a cautious kid, always thinking ahead.
He is.
Mm.
So they end up pushing a shopping cart full of their belongings down the highway, trying to escape Bakersfield's overwhelming stench of cow manure.
Oh gosh, that's a hilarious image. Talk about making the best of a bad situation.
It's both funny and sad,
Right.
showcasing their resilience and the absurdity of their circumstances.
It sounds like they're always on the move.
Yeah.
Where do they end up next?
They eventually hitch a ride with a truck driver
Oh, wow.
and land in Burbank,
Okay.
hoping for a fresh start.
Burbank sounds a bit more promising than their previous stops.
It is. They try to make some money by selling Opin's drawings, but the constant struggle starts to take its toll on him.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Yeah.
Even the strongest people have their limits.
Uh-huh.
How does Opin cope?
He reaches a breaking point and refuses to draw anymore, saying, "I can't draw no more." You've always said only draw when it's fun. Fighting isn't fun.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It shows how much their situation is wearing him down.
Instead of forcing him, Opin's mom encourages him to express himself through poetry.
Right. Poetry can be a powerful outlet for emotions.
It is, and the poem Opin writes is incredibly moving. He writes, "The earth shattered, like a glass of water, spilling everything everywhere, no one knows why. You held it so tightly."
Wow, those are powerful words.
Right.
It sounds like he's expressing the fragility of their lives.
It leads to a tender moment between Opin and his mom where she asks, "Am I holding you too tightly? Are you the glass of water?"
Oh, that's nice.
It shows their deep connection and understanding despite their hardships.
That's a beautiful exchange.
Yeah.
So where do they go from Burbank?
Their journey takes them to Watts,
Okay.
a neighborhood in Los Angeles where they hope to connect with Opin's uncle, Johnny.
I imagine Watts is quite different from Burbank.
It is. Opin describes it as looking like a prison,
Oh, wow.
with barred windows and a heavy police presence.
Wow.
It's a stark contrast to the affluence they witnessed in Beverly Hills and Hollywood.
It highlights the stark economic disparities that exist within Los Angeles.
Yeah.
What's Johnny like? Is he welcoming?
Their arrival at Johnny's apartment is a bit complicated. He's a recluse still struggling with the trauma of being shot by a police officer years earlier.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
Sounds like their family has faced a lot of hardship.
Their initial encounter is strained.
Right.
Opin even observes, "I am not sure why, but I find myself waiting for my uncle to examine my bruised face, my crooked smile, and then hug me. But it doesn't come. No hug, no smile."
Wow.
It shows the emotional distance within the family.
Years of hardship can create those kinds of barriers between people.
But gradually, Johnny opens up to them, sharing stories about his past. It's through these conversations that Opin starts to understand his family history
Right.
and the legacy of pain and resilience they carry.
It sounds like their family history is filled with both joy and sorrow.
It is, and there's this poignant moment where Opin discovers a photograph of his mom and uncle as teenagers, looking like two little Indians ready to take on the world. It's a reminder of their shared heritage and the dreams they once held.
It's a beautiful image, contrasting their youthful optimism with the harsh realities they faced.
And as they spend more time with Johnny,
Okay,
there's this growing sense of connection between him and Opin.
that's great. Despite their initial awkwardness, they're starting to bond.
There's a scene on the porch where Johnny shows Opin his secret arrow lodged in a telephone pole. It's a symbol of defiance, a reminder that even in the face of oppression, their spirit remains unbroken.
It sounds like a powerful moment of shared understanding between them.
It is, and this connection sets the stage for Opin's symbolic transition into manhood.
Ooh, how does that unfold?
Johnny challenges Opin to shoot an arrow at the telephone pole, saying, "Are you sure? Are you done being a boy? Because if you hit that pole, you'll be a boy no more. Are you ready to be a man?"
That's a big moment for Opin.
Yeah.
What happens when he shoots the arrow?
As he prepares to shoot, Opin is flooded with memories.
Okay.
Including a repressed traumatic experience involving his father's violence.
That's intense. It seems like this challenge is bringing up a lot of difficult emotions for Opin.
It forces him to confront his past and how it has shaped him. But he takes aim and releases the arrow.
Okay.
And instead of hitting the telephone pole, it misses.
What does that symbolize?
It symbolizes his ongoing journey of growth.
Okay.
Becoming a man isn't a single event, but a continuous process.
It's a beautiful metaphor for the complexities of growing up.
And amidst all of this, Opin and his mom receive some life-changing news.
What is it?
Remember Angel, the woman they met on the bus?
Yes. What about her?
Well, it turns out her cousin's wife works for the state.
Oh, wow.
And can help them secure low-income housing.
Finally, some good news. It sounds like things might be looking up for them.
It's a glimmer of hope, a chance for a fresh start.
Right.
And it leads them to Tustin.
Okay.
Where they're finally offered a place to call home.
That's wonderful. After all they've been through, they finally have a place to settle down.
Right.
What happens next?
It's such a relief that Opin and his mom finally have a place to call home. It's been a long and challenging journey for them.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But you mentioned that this new chapter comes with some bittersweet complexities. What did you mean by that?
Well, their newfound stability comes at a cost.
Okay.
Because of restrictions at their new apartment complex, Opin has to part with his beloved dog, Ani.
Oh, that's so sad. It must be heartbreaking for Opin to say goodbye to his furry friend.
It is. It underscores the difficult choices that families facing homelessness often have to make, even when they find housing.
It's a reminder that their struggles aren't completely over, even with a roof over their heads.
Right.
There's still so many systemic issues that create barriers for families like Opin's.
Exactly. And speaking of complexities, this is also when Emjay makes a surprise return.
Oh, wow. So he comes back into the picture. What brings him back?
After his own journey of hardship and self-discovery, he comes back seeking solace and connection with his family.
It sounds like he's been through a lot, too. Is he still angry and defiant?
Not at all. He's vulnerable and broken, desperate for his family's love and acceptance.
It seems like he's finally ready to face his pain and connect with his family.
There's a scene where he breaks down and asks his mom, "Why doesn't he love me?" referring to their absent father.
Oh, wow.
It's raw and heartbreaking, exposing the deep-seated pain he's been carrying for so long.
It's a powerful reminder of the lasting impact that parental relationships can have, especially in situations like theirs.
And through this emotional release, Emjay finally begins to heal and reconnect with his family.
That's so important. It seems like everyone is starting to find some peace and healing in their own way.
And amidst this emotional roller coaster, Opin takes time to reflect on his journey. He says, "This whole growing up thing is painful. I wish we could all just stay kids forever, but we can't because then who'd be paying the rent?"
That's such a poignant observation with a touch of Opin's signature humor. It shows how much he's grown and matured throughout this whole experience.
It's a beautiful encapsulation of his transformation.
Right.
He's no longer that innocent child who saw life as a game.
Right.
He's a young man who has faced adversity head-on and emerged with a deeper understanding of himself, his family, and the world around him.
That's amazing. It seems like he's come full circle, gaining wisdom and resilience along the way.
And just as they're settling into their new home, Opin makes a hilarious discovery.
Really?
He's looking through his uncle's Ojibwe dictionary and learns that his name, Opin, actually means potato.
Wait, what? That's hilarious. I can't believe he was named after a vegetable.
It's a lighthearted moment that adds a touch of humor to the story.
Right.
It turns out his mom accidentally named him after a potato due to the stress and exhaustion she was experiencing at the time of his birth.
Oh my goodness, that's too funny.
Yeah.
I love how the author weaves these moments of humor into such a serious and emotional story.
It helps to balance out the heavier themes and remind us that even in the toughest times, there's still room for laughter and joy.
So how does Opin react to this news about his name?
He takes it in stride, even joking, "Why seek an adventure when you can just as easily seek a few French fries?" It shows his resilience and ability to find humor in the most unexpected places.
It's a beautiful way to end the story, highlighting Opin's growth, his acceptance of his unique identity, and the enduring power of family love.
No Place Like Home is a powerful story that reminds us that even in the face of immense challenges, there's room for hope, resilience, and the beauty of human connection.
It's a story that will stay with you long after you finish reading it. It prompts reflection on our own experiences with hardship, growth, and the importance of finding our own place in the world.
It encourages us to confront our own biases, recognize the systemic issues contributing to homelessness and poverty, and advocate for those who are often marginalized and forgotten.
It sounds like this book is a must-read for everyone, not just kids.
Absolutely. It offers valuable insights and a fresh perspective on a complex issue that affects us all.
Thanks for taking us on this deep dive into No Place Like Home. It's been an insightful and moving journey.
Thanks for joining us. Subscribe to our channel for more bookish adventures. See you next time.